So, hello everyone. I want to talk to you about building the design system with Elm. I'm going to share my experience, my personal experience, how a design system helped me to collaborate better with a designer. So, I'm Théophile Kalumbu. I'm a senior web developer at BP here in Paris. And before diving into this exciting subject, I have a question for you. Can you tell me what's happening here? I know it's a difficult question, but here, a designer and a developer are working. I mean, they're trying to work. We have the designer who is blaming the developer for not being collaborative enough. And the designer is asking the developer, did you open my design? Did you open my sketch file? And the developer says, sketch? What sketch? I don't have sketch installed. And you know what? We'll just use material design or bootstrap. It's gonna be fine. And this kind of discussion happen often, every day. And this is a problem. Let me tell you a story. You know what? My own brother is a designer. I'm a developer, so I'm in trouble. We do side projects together, right? And it's very difficult. We do have friction because we are brothers, so it's difficult to work family. But at the same time, we have different jobs. So he's a designer, I'm a developer, so friction. Lately, we started a new project together. One of my brother's clients in Canada wanted to open a restaurant, and it's called Le Grec Parisien. For non-speaking French people, Le Grec Parisien literally means a Greek person in Paris, but here it has another meaning. This delicious sandwich here is called a kebab, but in Paris it's un grec. I don't know why. I know you're hungry, so I just skip this fast just to give you some context. And basically, my brother was in charge of the design and I was in charge of the development, so I had to choose a language. And I suggested Elm, obviously. I mean, I said it's Elm or nothing, okay? So I started, this was me, excited. I received the sketch files, I went straight to my editor, started some Elm, great development experience, of course, and I finished the homepage in a couple of days. Thank you, Elm, for this great ecosystem, for this great language. And I end up with that. So I can see some people laughing over there. I was very proud of me that time. Very, very proud of me. For me, it was the best design ever. And then I showed to my brother. So he took this to like that and say, with his designer voice, I have some feedbacks. Okay, it's my brother. So this was my reaction. When I hear that feedbacks from the designer, I'm a developer, so I'm like, what's gonna happen? Oh my gosh. So yeah, it happened. So he sent me his feedbacks. So wrong colors, wrong spacing, wrong line height, missing elements, and blah 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 blah. It was just terrible for me. It was terrible. So I really love this man, but on the right, it's my vision of the product I thought I was building. On the left, it's his vision as a designer. And it's two different worlds, and it can't be like that. So right here, we have a problem. It's just we're not speaking the same language. And design systems are all about that. Building a language and having a shared language between the designer and the developer or any person working on the project. So many brands have that, and this is a small definition. A design system is a set of interconnected patterns and shared practices currently organized to achieve the purpose of digital products. In a nutshell, it means that the designer and the developer have a common goal, which is to deliver the best product for the clients. And design systems are here to help them with that. So many big names use that. Google, Alibaba, IBM, and so on. It's a hot world nowadays. And for example, this is Ant's design Alibaba color palette, where we have different colors with different variations, and most importantly, the names. Volcano, sunset orange, dust red, all these are memorable names. So the designer and the developer have to use these names, and it's a shared language, a common vocabulary, sorry. So this looks appetizing, right? All this kebab stuff and like, but most importantly, we wanted to create our own design system to improve this workflow. So we decided to call it Testy, obviously. It's not very original. So this is Testy, design system, 100% in Elm. Here we have general information about the brand, about the design system, and here we have some principles, some words that describe the brand, the design system, and from these words we can extract some styles. We have the colors here, grays, typography, iconography, spacing, and all these are called design tokens. And from these design tokens we can assemble them and have more complex components, a text, a header, and so on. So how does it work under the hood? Let me show you. So this design system is based on Elm UI Explorer, which is a library I created 2 years ago that allows us to focus on a view and list all the variations. For people coming from the React world, it's like React Storybook. And this program produces that, a small single-page application where we can browse the different variation of the view. This we have a button. So the navigation is done like that. And on top of that, we have patterns. It's all about patterns. And I'm going to show you how Elm helps us to express these patterns. First, we have perceptual patterns. It's all about the user perception, colors, typography, all these design tokens. And for that, to express that, we have custom types. So we had a great presentation from Richard Feldman yesterday. And yeah, custom types here help to describe colors, typography, and spacing. So the advantage here is that we're limiting the choice. Of course, it's more readable, but by limiting the choice, we reduce the risk of user interface inconsistencies. Then we have functional patterns, because in this restaurant website, I want to see, okay, user will have behavior. Maybe he wants to find the closest restaurant. Maybe he wants to order food. And all these patterns are just user interface elements. A map can help him to find a restaurant. A button can help him to order, a header, and so on. And all these user interface elements are just functions, because everything is a function in Elm. So a text is a function, a button is a function, a logo is a function, and all these functions use the previously defined patterns. So if I want to create a button, and let's say that with the designer will say that it's either red or blue, it will mean the color, custom type. And I can't create a fancy button which is yellow and with a typeface that we don't use. Yeah. And that's it. So by combining all these patterns, functional patterns and perceptual patterns, we get more complex elements. Here we have a header. And if we repeat this process, we can make a better homepage, which we can see that we have better fonts, better spacing, a better harmony. And even if we don't like, we can see that it's more professional. So basically, what I want to say is that next time you work with a designer, give him a hug. You can use a design system, and you can suggest Elm as a language. And the clients can be happy with that. Thank you. I'm Theophile, so you can follow me on Twitter. Sorry, you can follow me on Twitter. This is my library, Elm UI Explorer, so you can go and check it out. Pull requests are welcome. And read this book from Ala Kolmatova, Design Systems. It's great. Thank you.